everyone, it's Kari, the little Missouri mama, and today I am going to share my pregnancy story. I've been really enjoying watching pregnancy story and birth story videos, so I thought I would give it a go and kind of tell mine. Now, my pregnancy story actually starts 5 months after I got pregnant. So I'm going to tell that part first, at least how I found out, and then we're going to go back a little ways. How did I find out I was pregnant? Well, the day after my 21st birthday, I woke up and my stomach, my abdomen really hurt. It hurt so badly, and it hurt on one side. So I'm thinking, oh great, I either have appendicitis or I have a kidney infection. Because it was my 21st birthday the day before, I wanted to go to the hospital just to make sure that there was nothing else going on. Maybe I was having a bad reaction to one of the drinks that I had had. I asked my husband, I asked my boyfriend, he's now my husband, to take me to the hospital just because I wasn't able to drive. I could barely walk. He drove me and he sat in the little ER room. The doctor walks in and he says, "Yep, it looks like you have a kidney infection. That's alright, we'll get you on an antibiotic for this. We have to figure out something that'll work with the baby." What baby? I'm not pregnant. The doctor goes, "Yes, you are." Apparently, the test came up positive right away. I'm sitting there going, I'm not pregnant. I am not pregnant. I cannot be pregnant. There is no way. I said, "Bring in an ultrasound machine. I'm not pregnant." So they brought in a little portable ultrasound machine and they put the wand right on my stomach, and right where they put the wand, my son kicked immediately. And I'm like, how did I not know I was pregnant for 5 months? Well, we're gonna kind of backtrack a year. Just after my 20th birthday, I was either in the death throes of a 4-year relationship or it had just ended. I don't remember which. I had decided, you know what? I am done trying to be in a relationship. I am just going to focus on me. My husband and I started talking in probably January-ish, January or February. And we really just clicked. So, and he gave me his number. I'm thinking, alright, whatever. It's not going to be anything serious. It'll probably be a summer fling at most, right? I ended up going over to his house, and our first couple of dates were Netflix, DVDs, movies, stuff like that. And then we moved into the chill. That was about a month after. Fast forward a couple months, and I believed that I was having an attack of my MS. I was constantly nauseous, constantly tired. I actually started losing weight. I lost probably about 20 pounds within a month. Balance issues. I was having issues that seemed very normal to me for my MS. And I figured, you know what, I'll take a pregnancy test. I'm on the pill, but whatever. I'll take a pregnancy test. It was negative. I was still having my period, of course, because I don't think anything else of it. I'm on the pill. It's just my MS. The pill that I was on had a recall in September of 2011. Now, I had got all my pills in August, and at the time they gave you pill refills for a year. So I'm enjoying my relationship with my husband, and I'm like, you know, I could actually kind of see myself with him. He would be a really good guy. And the breakup with my ex had actually been because ultimately he realized that he wanted children, and I realized after doing some research that I might never be able to have a child. I had kind of already come to terms with the fact that I wouldn't be a mom. And at the time, I'm 20 years old. I'm just kind of enjoying life. My husband and I talked, and this is after I knew that he was 16 years older. We talked, and I said, I don't think I can have kids. Is that okay? You're not looking for someone to have a kid with. And he was perfectly fine with it. I'm like, alright, you're an older guy. You know what you want. I don't have to worry about you deciding that you do want a kid maybe 10, 15 years down the line, you're pretty set in your ways. I allowed myself to fall for my husband because I thought that everything was well and dandy. We wouldn't have kids. For my birthday, I went to the Renaissance Festival with a couple of my friends. One of them was a work friend, that's why my husband didn't go. And then afterward, we went out to dinner. And then I ended up deciding that I really wanted to see my now husband, my boyfriend. So after we all went our separate ways, I went to my husband's house and he took me out to go get a drink. I ended up spending the night, and that's when we went to the hospital and we found out that I was expecting. My first words to my husband were, "You don't have to be involved if you don't want to. I know what this looks like. It's not what I intended." And I was fully ready and willing for him to walk away if he so chose. He didn't really say anything. He went home, and later that night he calls me and he says, "I've been thinking about it. We can do this." Like 3 weeks before my birthday. He had been sleep talking, and my husband is a huge sleep talker. He had rolled over, he had grabbed me, and he had went, "I love you." Of course, what do I do with the next day? I tease him about it, and I went, "Your subconscious says that you love me." And he's, "No." Well, he called me, he said, "I do love you." So I was 5 months along. I was still living with my parents. They had no idea that I was even seeing my husband, let alone that I could be pregnant. I'm like, give me some time, let me talk to my parents, let me introduce you to my parents, and then we can tell them and go from there. He figured it was going to be like a week or two. It ended up being 2 months because I'm a procrastinator. And my parents found out when I was 7 months along, after the doctor's office that I was going to sent a reminder card to my home address, even though I had put my now husband's address as mine and said that I had just moved and I was going to figure everything out. So please send to that address, but they sent it to my home address. Oh boy. I will never live that down. My mother makes sure of that. It's become kind of a joke now, but at the time it was moved into my husband's house right after, like literally days after my parents found out. People at work knew. When I was kind of ready to tell people, I worked at a grocery store and I worked in the fashion department, which was all women, and we talk. We loved to talk, and not only did we love to talk, we all loved to gossip. So I thought, in my brilliance, that instead of having to go around and tell everyone, I would tell, I think, the 3 most gossipy people. And none of them said anything. None of them said anything to anyone. I finally had to tell one person who I never thought would say anything. Suddenly got around the store after that, and I'm like, alright guys, thank you, finally. So I was pretty happy because that meant I didn't have to hide it anymore. I didn't have to wear the baggy shirts. Not that our polo shirts were flattering, but I get off like, yeah, I'm just getting fat, guys. I'm 7 months along. My mom and dad had just found out. Everyone at work knows. I am so happy. Everything worked out. A month, and then 2 months, and I went on maternity leave because I had started bleeding, and I thought I bled pretty badly. But apparently I didn't bleed that badly, and I know now, most likely what had happened was that I didn't bleed. I most likely lost my mucus plug. The doctor decided, we're going to put you out on maternity leave now, just to be on the safe side. We would like you to stay pregnant for as long as possible, obviously. Went out on a weekend. At my baby shower, my mom decided she wanted to throw a baby shower for my husband and I. I had the baby shower at the end of the month, and then I was doing non-stress tests every 2 days for the next week just to make sure, because I was actually bleeding they wanted to make sure they got it right away. And I went in on a Friday, and on my Friday test, they're like, oh, you're perfectly fine. You know what? Your next one, you don't have to come in until next Friday unless there's something wrong. I was supposed to have my 37-week appointment on Tuesday anyway, so they were going to do a check then. Monday, I went to my cousin's baby shower over by Port Huron, and I was just feeling really achy. My back just hurt so badly. Looking back, I realized that I went into labor, and I had my son the following day on a Monday at 36 weeks, 6 days. So I'll do a birth video. That was my pregnancy story. I didn't know I was pregnant for 5 months. Thank you so much for watching my little ramble. And if you like what you see, make sure to subscribe. If you want to have a talk with me, ask me questions, maybe, or you just want to say hi to me and the kiddo, the cause of all this, feel free to leave a comment below or hit me up on my Instagram at Little Missouri Mama. And as always, have a good one. Bye.